Hi, and welcome to another guide video for Conan Exiles Age of Calamitous. In this video, I will show you how to navigate the new dungeon that was just added in the last Age of Calamitous update, the Goreclaw Deep. We're gonna talk about how to get here, the mobs and bosses that you will encounter, and the things that you will get in this new dungeon. So, let's get to it. There are two ways that you can choose from in order for you to get to this location. Let me show you. One is in F2. So this is where the Cold Embrace camp is located, where you can find the quest location for Erinaya and Gorethorn. You can pass through here. However, you are going to risk aggroing the Devil Bear Cubs in this area. Now, if you want to go the safest route, you have to pass through the G3 area, which I'm gonna show you later on. All right, let's go. All right, so we're already here in G3. As you can see, I'm already here, and I'm gonna show you the safest route. No mobs, no bosses, no nothing. Just straight way going to the Goreclaw Deep. That's the hut where Borlina is. Borlina is an NPC in one of the quests. And there are also some Scourge bosses right there. I think that's a Rhino, so just make sure you stick on the right side. Alright, so in this crossroads, just make sure that you turn right, not straight. And the entrance should be here. If it's your first time passing through this passage, you should get an automatic pop-up recognizing that you have located the entrance to the dungeon. Now, this is where the location that I was talking about, the Devil Bear Cubs. So as you can see, there's a path here. If you want to pass through this spot, it's up to you, but just make sure that you're not going to aggro the Devil Bear Cubs. And all you got to do is just walk through it, and it should teleport you to the dungeon. Now, by the entrance, you can also get some quests from Axendra Fall. The Goreclaw Deep will give you 200,000 XP. And of course, time attacks. So the time attacks, with the new update, all the dungeons already have Axendra Fall by the entrance, and you can do time attacks. The best way to get honor tokens, copper coins, and XP. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is to show you the path going to the boss, and we will also check the mobs along the way. Now, just take note that I am currently in cloak mode because I'm just showing this as a guide to show you what to expect and how to navigate. I'm not going to do any fighting. I will leave that to you guys because that's going to be totally spoiling everything. And I don't want to rob you the time of fun that you're going to spend in this dungeon. So let's get to it. Right, so this place is absolutely stunning. This dungeon is not meant to be in the late game, so there should be no double jumping required. Alright, so once you see this big tree, you might be tempted to go around thinking that there's a bridge here, but there's none. You have to use the tree itself. Here we go. And here you gotta be careful because that's an absolute death if you fall. So just make sure. Alright. Now, the moment that you go up the stairs, you're going to encounter the first mob. So you have two Night Rangers, they're archers, T7. So they're gonna hurt. There's nothing inside there, so don't bother. And then a newly added mob, which is also a 3 skull mob. Not really a boss, but the HP tells you that it's almost like a boss. It has 20,750 and it packs a lot of damage. So be careful. Fight them here. Do not run upstairs, because if you run upstairs, show you, there's gonna be 2 additional Night Rangers. So fight them where they are. Don't run around or run to another location, because you will realize later on they're all over the place. And they are aggro. This is a dungeon, not a camp, so they are aggro on site. Now, this one here is a little tricky, because the moment that you pass this line right here, so this is your marker, the moment that you pass that line, the 2 Goreclaw tigers are going to aggro already. So just a heads up, the moment that you're already on that bridge, they will aggro. Again, I'm in cloak mode, so that's why they can't see me. And then there are also 2 Night Rangers in this area. So again, fight them here. Don't run around so that you can avoid additional aggro. They're just right next to these 2 additional Night Rangers. Two more. And here, the moment that you zone in this area, there are 3 mobs that will aggro right away. 1 mage, right here, and 2 Night Rangers. Two more Night Rangers, gatekeeping, and an additional 1 right here. Now, I say gatekeeping because this area is the location of the first boss of the dungeon. There are 2 bosses in here, and the first boss is, and she is going to be familiar. This is Ashira. Ashira is no longer in the unnamed city. I repeat, she's no longer in the unnamed city, Shadirian camp. Ashira has been relocated to this dungeon, and she is guarded by 2 Goreclaw tigers. Ashira has 56,200 HP and is so freakishly painful. And if these 2 are fighting with her, you need to make sure that you can handle it. So don't come here unprepared. Now, the moment that you kill Ashira, I don't know if you realize it, the moment that we zone into this location, you can see that there is somewhat like a magical barrier that separates this location from a specific chamber in this dungeon. Now, Ashira needs to be defeated because, let me show you, and I'm just going to use admin here. The moment that you defeat Ashira, she is going to give you tons of resources. In case you don't know, Ashira holds the Mystic Ascension Volume 4 for Arcane Magic, and this is the one that you actually need. Ethereal Power Stone. Now, you will need that Power Stone to unlock this magical barrier. Let me show you. Interact. There we go. Now, if you're going to interact with this barrier without the stone in your inventory, so as you can see, it's no longer here, it's not gonna allow you to enter. Now, the moment that you are already in this location, you are already in your next journey to the final boss of the dungeon. So you will have a mage, Night Ranger, Again, they're aggro on site. Just a heads up. And the final gatekeepers for the final chamber of the dungeon. So you have Night Rangers again, one mage, and another set of Night Rangers and one mage. Tons of Night Rangers, like tons of Night Rangers. And the final two Night Rangers guarding this platform. So this is the chamber of the final boss. And I think you can already guess it now. Shadirian and then raid boss. So yes. This is the place where you have to fight Shenarah Alury. Shenarah Alury is a raid boss that possesses one of the relics that you need to unlock the Forsaken Mountain dungeon. Now, Shenarah Alury, just like Ashira, they were supposed to be in a different location. So if you will check the map, Ashira is supposed to be here in Ashira Shrine in the unnamed city. And Shenarah Alury is supposed to be here in, if I'm not mistaken, it's G7. Yep, G7, where you can learn the set religion. This is the Mechamosis Shrine, and Shenarah Alury was supposedly here, guarded by Night Rangers and mages. But now she's no longer here. If you will go here after this update, it's already barren, no more AOC mobs, just the Mechamosis priest for the set religion. So she has been relocated here. She's guarded by 2 Goreclaw tigers, 20k, and her. Now, if you know Shenarah Alury, she is so painful. She is a katana wielder, and it has poison as damage over time, and also she has a bow and arrow because she's from Shadirian, she's from Elven, so she's a dual weapon user. Now, the moment that you kill her, of course, I'm just gonna use admin. There we go. You can get the relic that I mentioned earlier, Midnight Relic, and this is one of the 6 that you will need to unlock the Forsaken Mountain. And that is the final boss of this dungeon. Now that we're done with the actual bosses of the dungeon, we're gonna talk about the other reason why someone would come here in the Goreclaw Deep Dungeon. I'm gonna show you that. The same way, we go upstairs, but instead of going straight, there is a hidden passage here, almost not noticeable if you don't actually go, and there's a small path right here. Let's use some light. Here we go. Just follow the path. And you will see that shrine right there. It's like a small plaza with the shrine in the middle. That's where you're going. Now, there are some mobs roaming around. Again, they're aggro. So in this case, it's a Night Ranger, so you may have to fight, but there's only one here. So that should not be a problem. And then it should be straight shot going to this NPC. Now, Kharissa Demont is one of the NPCs selling one of the tomes of Nature Ascension volume. In this case, she's selling volume 3. So there has been a little reshuffling in the Nature Ascension volume locations, and Kharissa Demont is already located in the Goreclaw Deep Dungeon. Now, if you want to see the updated locations for all the Tome of Nature Ascension volumes, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can check the link in the description below, or you can just click on the pop-up notification on this video. Now, so far, that's the only thing that you need to know about the Goreclaw Deep Dungeon. I would recommend the dungeon if you are level 60 and above. You just have to make sure that you have enough resources for you to heal yourself and your thralls, because it's going to be a long journey and you will be fighting a lot of mobs along the way. And it's gonna chunk off your HP and your thralls' HP or your pet's HP at the same time. So that is all for this video, and I'll see you on the next one, and happy gaming everyone.